All right, welcome back. Our next guest stays on a constant mission to find and share the most interesting things about our beautiful Sunshine State. The newest edition of Flamingo magazine had her honing in on iconic parts of Florida, and now she's joining us with a preview of what she has found, and it's going to be good stuff. We welcome the founder, the publisher, and editor-in-chief of Flamingo magazine to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's such a great magazine, and it's grown and grown and grown. Tell us about this sort of growth spurt and how that has happened and what it's done for the magazine.
Well, people are discovering the magazine all over the state. We get calls all the time for people who have just walked into a newsstand at a grocery store or a Barnes & Noble or a small boutique bookstore, and they've discovered the magazine and they just fall in love with the content and they really connect with it, whether they're Floridians, natives, newcomers, or tourists. People really are just connecting with the content and the stories, and so that's kind of snowballed into more subscribers and more fans, so it's been fabulous.
I think it's so awesome that we have so many. I love that you guys have capitalized on this issue, just the uniqueness of being a Floridian.
That's what's so great about the magazine.
Right.
Absolutely. So, I mean, and with that, there's so much you can focus on. I mean, the state's big.
Exactly, 20 million people.
Yeah, so the newest edition, what are you focusing on?
Well, it's Iconic Florida, that's our theme. We launched with this theme last spring, so this is also our year anniversary issue.
Oh, yay, congratulations.
Thank you very much. We felt like icons, the people, places, and experiences that are emblematic of the state, there were so many. They just overwhelmed just one issue, so we thought that was such a popular theme, let's do it again. And we've really tapped into some stories about people, places, and things that...
Tell us, Lily Pulitzer made
well,
the list.
that's our cover story, and it's really about vintage Lily Pulitzer and the story behind the original prints that were created out of a print shop in Key West, actually. So a lot of people think of Lily Pulitzer and they think of Palm Beach, maybe Jackie Kennedy, you know, that sort of old school era, but a lot of these original prints, she was buddies with these guys who had this artist colony essentially down in Key West, and they were making prints, original prints, and the artistry that went into her original designs is really a kind of an unknown piece of the story.
Oh, wow.
Well, that is unknown. I would have never guessed Key West on that one.
You also have some pretty cool stuff in there about Bobby Bowden.
Yes, we do. There are few coaches as legendary as Bobby Bowden. I am Seminole. That has nothing to do with it. But he is a legendary coach across the nation. So,
absolutely.
You know, we always try to feature fascinating Floridians, and he's definitely one. Recently, he was on basically sort of a road tour with his new documentary that was out earlier this year, basically detailing his life, and so we thought this was a great time to delve into that a little more and look at the history, and our writer actually kind of compares him to some other legendary coaches from his home state of Alabama, which is where he's from, and so it's really fascinating. Football fans will enjoy it, whether you're a Gator or a Seminole. I think
he's a
something
personality. It doesn't matter even if you aren't into football. He is a personality.
Yes, and he's a legend. So,
absolutely.
And certainly a Florida icon. So.
And part of Florida, I mean, aside from football, which obviously we have great football here, but one of the things that people associate is racing.
Exactly.
Daytona 500.
I mean, that just happened, and it is huge. I had the unfortunate task of driving through Daytona right after the race, and it was like,
now what is this, an early picture of Daytona 500?
This is actually from Sebring, which is sort of in south central FLA, I guess we'll say. It's another racetrack, an iconic racetrack that's been around since the 50s, and this is from, I think, the 1968 start of the race. Actually, at that point, drivers would run to their cars to start the race. They weren't starting inside the cars. So that's cool. That's a really cool piece of the story. And inside the magazine, we actually have pictures, old pictures, vintage pictures of drivers running and jumping in the car.
Oh, that's cool.
So Steve McQueen raced. There's so many famous people who raced at Sebring and Daytona. And this is actually a sports car race, an endurance race. So Sebring goes on for 12 hours, and there's multiple drivers and multiple cars.
And you had to run to get in.
Porsches, and it's happening soon, happening next week over spring break.
Oh, awesome.
So it's an easy road trip to go down there and enjoy it.
That's one of the nice things when you feature things in your magazine. They are road trippable, if that's a word.
Exactly.
Now, what do you have in every edition of Flamingo magazine that people can count on?
Well, it's always stories about the most fascinating people, places, and things and experiences. It's more than travel, though. We definitely give people an in-depth look at different personalities like Bobby Bowden, chefs, different styles of food, different places to explore, of course. One of my favorite sections is called Bird's Eye View, and we have an artist, a Florida-based artist. All of our contributors, writers, photographers, illustrators are based in Florida. And this one illustrator we work with, every time we choose a walkable neighborhood in the state, we've done Fernandina Beach, we've done Anna Maria Island, we've done Winter Park, Wynwood in Miami. So we did Mount Dora for this next issue. But anyway, we pick our 5 favorite spots, well, 5 to 15 favorite spots really, and you could just take the magazine with you. It's a great day out, and then you have all these great places. You can just follow the map, and it's really pretty too.
That's
What I
great.
love is that you're never gonna run out of places to,
No.
Explore.
And you do a great job of touching geographically the entire state, I think. You know, you do a really great job in the variety of that.
Thank you. We try to be diverse with our geographic content.
All right.
job.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. So interesting. The magazine is great. For subscription information, more details, you can visit flamingomag.com.